Let's be real, we've all been there. Your sleep schedule is just a complete mess. And you get this idea that sounds, kind of brilliant in the moment. I'll just pull an all-nighter. That'll force a reset. It feels logical, right? But what we're about to find out is that this common strategy is actually a biological trap. So let's break down why that is.
You know the feeling. You're living in Chicago, but your body is on Tokyo time. You're staying up till 3 in the morning, waking up at noon, and just kind of sleepwalking through your day. This isn't just you. It's a real thing called social jet lag. So you decide, that's it. Time for the hard reset. The big plan? Stay awake for over 24 hours straight, crash at a normal time, and poof, everything's fixed. Or is it?
Okay, I'm just going to be blunt here. From your body's perspective, this plan is, well, it's a disaster. Trying to fix your sleep with an all-nighter is like trying to fix a sputtering engine by flooring it until it explodes. It's a brute force approach that totally ignores how you're actually wired on the inside. So why is it such a spectacular failure? Well, to get that, you have to understand that your sleep isn't some simple on-off switch. No, it's a pretty sophisticated machine that's run by two totally distinct biological gears. And when you pull that all-nighter, you are only messing with one of them.
So let's break them down. On one side, you've got the clock. This is your internal circadian rhythm, and it's what tells your body when it should feel sleepy or alert. On the other side, you have the trash. This is a chemical buildup we call sleep pressure, and it determines how tired you feel. They work together for sure, but they are not the same thing at all.
Let's talk about gear number 1, the clock, your circadian rhythm. This is fascinating. Decades ago, some researchers did an experiment where they lived in Mammoth Cave, totally cut off from sunlight. And they found that our natural body clock, left to its own devices, actually runs a little bit longer than 24 hours. Isn't that wild? What it means is that without some kind of signal to reset it every single day, we're all naturally programmed to drift to a later and later schedule. This is why it's so easy to mess up your sleep and so hard to fix it.
So what's that crucial reset signal? What's the anchor that stops this natural drift? It's this: sunlight. Simple, right? Getting actual sunlight into your eyes, especially right after you wake up, acts as the daily anchor for your internal clock. It locks you into the 24-hour day. This is, without a doubt, the single most important signal your body gets for setting its schedule.
Okay, now for gear number 2, sleep pressure. I want you to imagine that for every minute you're awake, your brain produces this kind of mental trash. It's a chemical called adenosine. And all day long, this trash is filling up a bin inside your head. After about 16 hours or so, that trash can is just overflowing, and you feel this overwhelming, undeniable pressure to go to sleep. And what is sleep? Well, sleep is just the garbage truck that finally shows up to empty the can.
And this is the core of the problem. This is why the all-nighter fails. When you stay up all night, you are not resetting your internal clock. Not at all. All you're doing is letting that mental trash can overflow to a ridiculous, insane degree. So yeah, you'll eventually pass out from pure exhaustion. But your master clock, it's still set to Tokyo time. You haven't fixed the root cause one bit. So, if our biology has these two clear gears, how do we get them so out of whack all the time? Well, we interfere a lot. And our favorite tool for interference acts kind of like a loan shark for your energy. I'm talking, of course, about caffeine. And believe me, its effects are incredibly deceptive. You have got to understand this. Caffeine does not magically create energy. It's not like a power-up in a video game. It's more of a chemical trickster. See, it works by blocking the receptors in your brain that detect all that adenosine. In other words, caffeine just comes along and shoves a lid on the trash can so you can't smell how full it really is.
So just think of caffeine as the shady loan shark for alertness. It gives you a short-term loan, letting you ignore that growing pile of mental trash. But the whole time, that adenosine is still building up. It's quietly accumulating in the background, charging you interest. And sooner or later, that loan shark is going to come knocking to collect his debt.
You know that moment when the caffeine finally wears off and the loan shark comes to collect? That's the caffeine crash. And it's not just that you suddenly feel tired. No, it's all the tiredness you were masking for hours, hitting you all at once. It's a tidal wave of exhaustion because you're finally feeling the full weight of that massive accumulated debt.
And the timing here is absolutely everything. It takes your body about 8 hours, to clear out just half of the caffeine you drink.
So let's put that in perspective. If you have a coffee at 4 p.m. to power through the afternoon, you are guaranteeing that at 10 p.m., when you're trying to wind down, it's still in your system, actively blocking those sleep signals. Okay, so enough with the bad news. Let's stop trying to shock our bodies into submission with all-nighters and caffeine. There's a much smarter, scientifically backed way to fix your sleep by working with your two gears, not against them. Let's call it the Solar Sync Protocol. It's got 3 simple steps. First, don't just shift your bedtime. Shift your whole life. Start eating your meals and doing your workout just 15 minutes earlier. This sends consistent timing signals to your body. Second, pay off that loan shark early. Cut off all caffeine at least 8 hours before you want to go to bed. And third, and this is the big one, get the anchor. The second you wake up, go outside and get some sunlight in your eyes. This is the master switch. This is the only real reset button you have.
And that's really the big takeaway here. You can't force yourself into a better sleep schedule with sheer willpower. It's not about being tough, it's about being smart. It's about understanding your own biology and using the right signals at the right time to gently guide your body back to where it wants to be.
So the next time you feel your schedule slipping, don't declare war on your body. Don't plan another all-nighter. Instead, just remember the 2 gears, the clock and the grash, and remember the power of the sun. The real question is, are you ready to stop fighting your body and finally start working with it? Now go get some sun.